This is the plaintiff, Jeffrey Cannon. He says he was hired to paint the defendant's hair salon, went above and beyond for the ungrateful woman who changed her mind 1,000 times and is suing her because she hasn't paid him in full. It's a real shame it has to come to this, a lawsuit. But hey, that's the world we live in today. He's suing for $425.71, the amount he's due. This is the defendant, Donna Moak. She says the plaintiff did a horrific job, and it boggles her mind that he'd actually open a can of worms by suing her for payment when all he did was ruin her hair salon. Owe him money. That's a good one. If anyone's owed, it's her. She's accused of not paying a painter. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $392.24 because she wants a full refund of monies paid.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, the plaintiff painted the defendant's hair salon and got stiffed, but the defendant says the job was atrocious. It's the case of colorblind.
Jeffrey Cannon, doing business as Jeff's G&G Decorative Tile and Concrete. You are suing Donna, how to pronounce your last name?
Moak.
Moak, for $425.71.
Yes.
That you say you were out the balance of a paint job that she didn't pay you for,
yes,
plus some materials. You have a counterclaim against him for $392.24 because you want the deposit you paid him plus the cost of the paint, because according to you, he ruined the job. Okay, let me hear from you first.
I was hired for Mrs. Moak to paint her hair salon. I took her to the Sherwin-Williams paint store to get the right paint.
Okay.
The paint that she got was not the same paint that was on her walls, which would cause us to have to prime the walls or stain block the walls. She didn't.
And it was because when you say not the same, do you mean color?
No, it was close to this. It wasn't the exact same color. It was close. The sheen of paint, you have a gloss paint, a semi-gloss paint, and a satin paint. She had semi-gloss on her walls, and when she brought down to a flat paint for the ceiling,
you were there with her. Why didn't you just tell her to buy a semi-gloss?
I told her to get primer.
Okay, so because she wanted a flat look.
Yeah, she wanted a flat look.
All right, so you told her to get primer, and she said what?
She had stated to me that that was my responsibility, that I should be paying for the primer and the
Do you have your
stain
contract?
blocker. Yes.
That you should be paying for the primer and the what?
And the stain blocker.
Why? Because your contract says paint to be supplied by customer?
No, Your Honor.
Why would he pay?
No primer was ever discussed. The paint that I bought
At Sherwin-Williams, no primer? When the painter's there and Sherwin-Williams is there and you're covering?
Yes, I purchased emerald paint and the primer's already included
that
in
never
the
works.
paint.
That's a load of baloney.
Yeah.
Right?
But it was never.
I know. There's just no reason to pay extra for that because I've had this dog has bit me, okay, on a not burgundy, but kind of a dark wall, and I was trying to make it beige, and like 4 coats later it was beige.
Yeah, the color.
Yeah, it's cheaper to just buy primer and then use only 1 or 2 coats of the paint.
He never mentioned primer at all. He was at the paint store.
Right, but you're buying the paint, and your paint is supposed to have primer in it.
And
right?
It does. I have right here that
and
it
then
does.
he paints the wall, and yet the sheen comes through?
I painted it sheen with sheen.
So what was her complaint?
Her complaint that sheen was bleeding through. So
Is that true? Was that your complaint, that sheen was bleeding through the sheen?
No, there were missed spots. He didn't paint walls entirely.
Were you there during the paint job?
I was in and out during the day. And when I told him, I said, look, some of these walls don't have paint. He used pretty much a 3-inch roller. And he said, now there's paint on it. Nothing was cut in. You'll be able to see from the pictures.
Let me see the pictures.
There was paint all over everything. I just have tons of them.
Okay, the name of his business is Decorative Tile and Concrete. He's not a painter.
Correct.
Is he a painter?
Yes, we do painting also.
Okay, she's showing me paint on trim work. That's just kind of...
It's sloppy everywhere. Yeah. There's lots of cabinets. If you go to some of those, you can see that there are 8 stations in that salon.
Can you come here?
Absolutely.
All right. So what is this that I'm looking at?
Okay, that's the station, and this is just missed spots.
What's a station?
It's if you go through the pictures here, you'll be able to see that, yeah, these are grand stations. Like here, right here is the stations in the salon. If you look at the wall above the stations,
What is the paint? The wall above the stations?
yeah, and like that's all mist, the two different colors. Like some of it's painted, some of it isn't. And if you look through
Why?
all those pictures, because he missed spots. And when I kept
But that's like so big.
correct, right. And they're all missed spots. And
And what's going on there?
The-
Okay, I'm asking them. Go back over there. You come
okay,
over
all
here.
right,
What's
yeah.
going on here? I mean, okay,
Yeah, right, that same corner.
right there. Like, what's that?
A lot of that is shadow. I have it on my phone. You can see,
That's not shadow. This shows half painted.
I
This is
do
not-
have that on my phone if you want to see.
Yeah, but how am I gonna know it's the same station?
It's the
Yeah.
only corner in the,
they're on my phone also, and they should be dated.
What's the deal with this?
Your Honor, I just did not see that. I did offer to her to come back and complete it. We
What's
were
the
only
deal
there 2
with
days.
this?
I would have came back, like the text message that
What's
I have
the
over there.
deal with this?
Those are small areas, and we did offer to come back and do that. This, may I say that this was day number 2. This salon, we had to work at night. She wouldn't let us in there during the day to work.
Yeah. Of course
So-
not. She loses business that way. What is this a picture of?
That's the wall that I asked him and told him there was no paint on it. He took the 3-inch rollers. He hit the shiny stuff as the new stuff because I used a sheen on
I can't
a Dell
really see
wall.
that in the picture.
I can show you if you'd
Hold on,
like.
take this step.
Not really.
He didn't trim around anything. There was no paint on that wall at all.
What's that?
When she changed that color was a red behind it, and she didn't prime it.
She didn't prime
Your-
it.
Your
You're
Honor.
here.
She
And
didn't,
her
she
paint
didn't,
had-
she didn't, she
Your
didn't want
Honor.
to pay for the primer.
Your Honor.
Did you
and
ever tell her, I don't care what this paint says, you have to come on?
We did offer second coat. We did
I don't
offer to come
understand. How
back.
can you be collecting and saying I'm done when it's like this?
I never said that we were completely done. She told us, this is only day number 2. This is Monday night. We painted Sunday night. We went back Monday night and started touching things up, and she didn't want us to finish the job.
Wait, you went back Monday night and started touching things up and what?
We put a whole more.
Why didn't you finish? These pictures are taken after Monday, right?
Yes, they are.
And they're after
she
you
didn't told
say
me
that
not
you
to come
want the
back.
balance.
She told me not to come
Just a
back.
minute.
You can-
Let me see the text. Go ahead and
you
go
can-
back.
This is
Right,
the-
yeah,
oh, sorry.
What are you showing me? The text between the two of
Those
you?
are the texts that I had.
I also have
sent to
it
her.
printed.
I prefer to see it in the phone. So she sends you. Seriously, what day was the paint job? Does anybody know? I know it's Sunday, but what date?
October 20th.
October 22nd. She sends some pictures of complaints. And you respond, yes, I agree. Some areas are bleeding through. I will put one more coat on those areas and be done with it. The red is not covering the same on a tan wall like on the red wall. However, that's what you wanted, so one last coat and that's it. After that, I'm done and we can settle up. I will not keep coming back because your materials don't cover. We are already at 4 coats. Yeah, that kind of probably ticked her off. Then you apologize. That is 2 days later because I guess you don't hear from her. Donna, I would like to apologize for my unprofessional conversation with you. I would like to come and touch up the areas in need as long as I will be paid for the job. The extra color change on railings and on shelf units really cut into my time. Those who are not to be other colors, as long as we touch up the areas, can we come to a complete job agreement? Let me know. The job is 99% complete. Then you send him a text the same day as he sends you that,
Mine's October
saying,
24th.
can you stop talking and listen? Okay. And you send him a text saying, I spent $267 on paint, $125 on you, and I want everything back. It's lacking one coat in many, many places. It's a very poor job, and you agreed. I gave you a second chance to come back and fix it. You said you were going to stay until it was done, even if you had to stay all night. This is how you left me. Saying this is 99% complete is sad. So, according to you, was he supposed to have finished the whole job on Sunday?
He was supposed to finish the job on Sunday, yes.
All right. Then, according to you, you had him come back for.
I came in Monday morning, I looked at it, and it was just awful. So I called him and told him it was awful. So he came back Monday and looked at it. He agreed it was terrible. He said he would come in at 5:30 and he would not leave until it was perfect.
All right. And then you came in on Tuesday.
And it was awful.
So, does the person who did the work get something for the good work or nothing? I'm going in the back.
I'd say if he didn't fulfill the job he was hired for, he doesn't deserve anything.
Yeah, but if some of the job has value, do you get some?
No, because the customer's always right. And if they didn't fulfill.
I know they say that, but the customer isn't always right. Do you get something?
I don't believe there's any value in his services provided. It's like a rental house. You can prorate the days that you use there, but in this case, it's a complete unsatisfactory job.
And if I understood that, I'd agree with you. Going inside the courtroom.
All right. She doesn't want you back because in her estimation, she already had you back to fix things. And I take it she maybe didn't like your tone about, I'm going to give you one more coat and then I'm done with it, because there were corrections that needed careful attention to. She feels that she gave you that Monday to do that and that you left and again left it incomplete. I am looking at the pictures and I want to believe this is not your best work.
No, it is not.
Right. So it is what it is. So now, I would find it unreasonable had she not had you back, but she had you back and then we still have a problem. So, how many times does she have to have you back? Of all of the estimates that you have, the cheapest one is actually the most professional, and that would be $236.52. That includes whatever paint they need to buy in order to correct it. So I don't quite get then why you're suing for $392 if it'll take you $236.52 to fix it. See what I'm saying? Because that's really your measure of damages, assuming I agree with you, and I do. Now, on what is left, the remainder that you are to, why are you suing for materials? $50.71 in materials.
Your Honor, I didn't get paid for the job.
So you're angry. That's why you're charging her.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Not because you're entitled to, but because you're angry. Gotcha. Okay. Oh, the balance due was $375. The total that you were charging her was $500?
Yeah, that was it.
Got it. All right. So if in fact there is $375 left on the balance, and if it is going to cost her $236.52 to have it corrected to perfection, then that means that a net judgment will still be issued in your favor on your claim and cross-claim. The net judgment will be in your favor in the amount of $138.48. Thank you, folks.
Here comes the defendant with her papers and everything. You've heard the judge's ruling on the cross claims. Here, step next to me here. Tell me what's your feeling on the outcome of this.
Well, I don't think that he deserved anything because it was such a poor paint job. The pictures proved it.
He did work.
He did work, yes, but he did more damage.
Why don't you give him a chance to come back and fix? Give him his...
Because it didn't end up like that in the end. He didn't really want to come back and fix it. He had an attitude.
All right. You head around the corner. Come on in here. The painter, is this your finest hour? Are you proud of the work that was shown out in front of everybody here?
We did have a few difficulties, but it wasn't more the painting. It was the materials that we were putting on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Well, the judge says that the redo job is going to be taken out of your part, your money.
If I would have redone it, if she would have let us come back and redo it, there wasn't that much that needed to be redone. Obviously, we was financially in her favor, though.
All right. Harvey?
Short and sweet, the plaintiff is entitled to be made whole, which is the cost of doing the job right. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.